Hello everyone, this is Janvi Hirani.
Hi, my name is Shahbaz.
This is Muthaira Nutfaniani.
Hi, my name is Risal.
I am JK Vyas.
This is Apurva Ganatra.
Hello, I am Natasha Fraters.
Hello, my name is Prashant and
Hi, this is Santwana Sneha.
Hello, I am Charlie Casey Hayden.
Namaste, I'm Janki Shah.
I'm Siddhima Shivanand.
Hi guys, I'm Prince Sisodia.
Hi, I am May Diary.
Hello everyone, this is Vipul Patel.
Hi, my name is Aditya Venkatraman.
My name is Marceline Brummel.
I'm Shimoli Patel.
Oh, I'm Sinziana Bitulemu.
My name is Shahad.
Welcome, my name is Johan Oost.
Hi guys, this is Sri Harsha.
I'm Michelle Shiryan.
Hi, this is Juhi Khushbu.
Hello, this is Rasha. Myself, Trusty Uza.
Hi, I'm Sophia Zilan.
Hello guys, I'm Vivek.
Hi, I'm Katie Musimang.
Hello, my name is Frank Tibben.
Hi, this is Shivam Singh.
Oh, I'm Labdi Kagdi.
Hello, my name is Neil de Jong and welcome.
Welcome to this special event, really focusing on climate adaptation, the role of water and the focus on India. Welcome to Wetskills India 2021. Well, India and Wetskills, it's our 5th event in India. We started in 2015 in Ahmedabad with our first event. 2 years later we came back there, and last year we even had 2 events, one in Delhi and one in Kerala. So every day we came together from our home. We discussed in breakout rooms, and also experts came via the digital way to us. What are we going to do today? It's our finals and awarding of 12 days working together. We will start with the introduction of Wetskills. Then I will introduce the jury panel to you. Afterwards, every team will have a pre-recorded pitch and present it, and then there is a Q&A, the question and answering with the jury. Well, a short wrap-up. The jury will discuss the results and what I think, and later, after this discussion, there will be the awarding ceremony. About Wetskills. Well, Wetskills started in 2010 in Shanghai, and afterwards we executed 46 events worldwide. We visited 23 different countries, and the participants are of much more nationalities. Almost 900 participants co-created more than 200 out-of-the-box ideas for cases, and the cases brought in by sector partners. My Wetskills colleague Charlie Casey Hayden, she has presented Wetskills at our last event in the Netherlands, and she will explain what Wetskills is.
What is it about Wetskills that sets it apart? Well, as Albert Einstein said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. And that is where Wetskills comes into its own. So it's about stepping outside of your comfort zone, stepping outside of the box, taking a non-linear approach to working towards solutions. Many of the participants, I'm sure, will tell you that many of their thoughts took this route when they came to thinking about solutions for many of their cases. But it's incredibly scary stepping outside of that box, stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're stepping into unknown territory, unknown waters, and you don't know which challenges you're going to be facing or which hurdles you need to overcome. But this is far easier when you do this together as a team. So the Wetskills approach, this takes 3 fundamental ingredients. So it's a cocktail with these 3 ingredients, and it takes water challenges, young talent with bags and bags of enthusiasm, coupled with expertise and experience from universities and local water professionals. You put that together in a blender and you apply the pressure. And this event today, this is the pressure point now. What do you get at the end of all of that? You get great ideas, people, young professionals creating networks with one another, energizing the talents, and capacity development, all for the international water sector. So what do the guys get from Wetskills? What are the added values? Well, first and foremost, energizing and integrating the water professionals of the future, creating ideas in teams along with the case owners to come up with solutions together and potentially take another step forward to implement those solutions with What's Next. Input into professional water events that are carried out worldwide. Creating international networks, and these are breaking down the boundaries to enable us and to enable the participants to be able to come up with global water solutions together. And finally, positive personal PR, plus also the understanding and the fundamentals of communication, good communication and good effective communication.
Wetskills, the normal Wetskills is about 12 to 15 days. We start with ice breaking, coming together, team building activities. Then we are going to work, bring in experts, elaborate the ideas, elaborate the case, dig into the case. Afterwards, we are going to polish the ideas to come up with a good concept, and then we are going to present it in our finals, like today. People, what did you experience last days?
I am wholeheartedly welcome all the distinguished guests, respected jury member, experts and coach of each team, all the participants for sparing the time, a valuable time for the program, and make it more delightful. During the whole program, all the participants are done tremendous job for deliver all the deliverables like that poster, speech, and the comprehensive report. So I first of all I congratulate all the participants for completing all their works in time, and wishes a best luck to all the participants for the final. Thank you. Over to you, Johan.
Thank you, people. I would also like to thank all the coaches. Every team got a coach from the Wetskills Foundation, and they guided the process per team. I would like to have some reflections of the coaches and some of the experts. Martelijn, well, you're my partner in crime for Wetskills India. Huh? We executed so much of that. What is it about an online version? How did that go?
Well, let's say that I would much rather be in India at the moment than sitting here in my own room. But it goes remarkably well. We had some time difference issues, so we had to calculate a lot. So what is that in Indian Standard Time, and how late is it then in the Netherlands or in South Africa or in Barcelona? But somehow we managed. We used WhatsApp, we used Zoom.
Frank, you're experienced Wetskills supervisor as well. What was the role of the coach? You just had one team instead of 5 teams. How did that go?
Yes, thank you, Johan. A good question. Also for me, this role was new, of course. I did some Wetskills events before, but this is the first digital one, so I was very curious how that will go. I'm coach of team number 1, What is Leverage, and my role was, well, to be developed, of course, but how we did our role was to support the team in, well, almost day to day or every 2 days in knowing each other, knowing Wetskills, getting to know where they are working towards. So it was quite interesting to see how that went.
We worked together with Mr. Vias already 4 times. Mr. Vias, you also were involved in events before. How did the online version go?
Yes, Johan, first of all, I would describe this program as the outstanding. And as we know, this is the 5th edition of this program by CE and Wetskills Foundation, with so many participants, mainly youth, and this year's focus was on water and climate adaptation. We had 5 cases: water as leverage for clean rivers, community involvement in water governance, then water smart planning for agriculture, pink alert, empowering women for climate adaptation, and finally reducing pollution from industrial sector. To guide the participants, there were 6 keynote speakers from across the different parts of the globe, 4 training sessions, 20 coach sessions, 50 expert sessions, and a brainstorming session. The students, participants took their assignment very earnestly and really worked hard on the issues entrusted to them and came out with solutions in pitch and posters. Each team also produced a report on the topic assigned to them, which gave full details about the problem, methodology followed, solution, and strategy for its implementation with the cost analysis. This is really a pronounced concept, and I'm sure will create the curiosity in the youth about the different aspects of water management and climate adaptation.
Mr. Vyas, you were expert of one of the teams. Are you satisfied about what they came out with? What the results were?
Yes, our team worked very hard so far as the solution related to industrial pollution control from a dye and dye sector is concerned. We had a number of sessions, and they came out with a solution which is, very likely, which is very much related to the existing infrastructure in our country and other countries as well. That is to treat the industrial effluent on a common platform rather than through the individual industries, because individual industries or small scale industries have very actual problems as regards the availability of land, the finance, the expertise, and so many others. So the concept of treatment through the common infrastructure is very much there in India and is successful, and that's why that concept was very nice, I would say.
Thank you, Mr. Vyas. Well, about the finals, what are we going to do? There are 5 teams. They are going to present a pitch that's already pre-recorded. They did this, they elaborated the day, they co-created the day last 12 days online, and they are going to display the pitches. After the pitches, a jury panel will ask questions to them, to 2 representatives. Well, we have 5 different cases, but all related to climate adaptation. Where will the jury look at? They will look at out-of-the-box solutions. Is it really innovative? About the technical feasibility of the idea. The business case, is it economic feasible? The social and environmental context of India, and of course the pitch and post quality. Well, I would like to welcome the jury panel, Mr. Kartikeya Sarabhai. He is the founding director of the Center for Environment Education in India. Ms. Eustacia Bofilatos, she is policymaker at the Department of Water and Sanitation of South Africa. I would like to also welcome Maggie White. She is working at the Stockholm International Water Institute in Sweden. And last but not least, Dr. Rajul Kajar. She is a principal of the LG College of Engineering in Ahmedabad, India. Well, let's go. We have a pre-recorded pitch. The jury already has the posters of the teams, so they are prepared. And afterwards, there will be a 5 to 6 minute Q&A with the jury. Let's go with the first team. Team number 1, water as leverage.
Do you know that more than 78% of the sewage in India remains untreated? This causes a lot of health problems for the population. Annually, about 37.7 million Indians are affected by waterborne diseases. 1.5 million children die of diarrhea, and 73 million working days are lost, leading to an economic burden of $600 million a year. Chennai has the lowest availability of water among the cities in India, with just 108 liters per capita per day. So what can we do in order to solve this problem? We came up with a decentralized sewage treatment plant that can be used in any residential area of any city. This decentralized sewage treatment plant is treating the water, and this can be reused for other purposes like gardening. By using this community sewage treatment plant, the people are able to recycle up to 90% of the sewage water, and furthermore they can sell it to industries or farmers for irrigation purposes. The biodiversity will increase as the water gets cleaner, so the climate will come to its normal parameters. So we also need to involve the community in this project. For this, we are going to create pathways for people to walk, gardens to beautify the place, and also children playgrounds. We will also build a movie room where we will roll a film about the process of treating the water. This will be very interesting for the children. Furthermore, we will create a glass path over the pipes. The people will be able to see the treated and also the untreated water flowing through the pipes. This solution will increase the quality of life and decrease the disease rate in India. So let's help in improving everyone's lives together.
Thank you. How much of your research talking has been linked with the local authorities, or how does this integrate into the larger sanitation plan that's been developed by the city that really takes into consideration adaptation and mitigation measures? Thank you.
Sir, I am going to ask answer that one. Ma'am, we are going for the electrical coagulation treatment, and we have added the carbon filter also there. So we have provided the tertiary treatment also there, and it is a small STP that can fit in small land, so we can go for the community or in the societies for this comprehensive sewage treatment plant, and it will treat the water very good compared than the community central STP.
So I would like to add, we whatever waste we are getting, say we have calculated the capacity of the this decentralized STP, and out of which 75% of the treated water can be used for industries, and 15% of it we have calculated it can be used for public toilets and used for grey water as public toilets, and then the 10% we are planning to send it to the community garden itself, along with the STP we are providing for gardening purposes. So that is how we have come up with the plan for this STP. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, team number one, thank you very much. Let's watch what team number two, the Pani Panchayat team, will bring.
In India, hundreds of millions are facing not only extreme water stress, but also the adverse impacts of climate change, with rural India being the most affected. It is therefore our duty as young professionals to ensure that the marginalized groups are included in the decision-making of water governance. Mainstreaming this group is a need in a world of climate change and water issues, so we can achieve together the Sustainable Development Goals. Thus, using a bottom-up approach is key to achieve the engagement of youth and women in these issues, mainly in rural communities. Acqua Troopers is a program supporting the existing structure of Pani Panchayats. It targets community involvement and advocates for sustainable practices by carrying out the following plan: learn, share, act. Acqua Troopers will lead to many positive changes, including educating youth and women and build their skills to be the leaders of tomorrow. It aims also to decrease permanent migration, as improvements will be seen around in the community. By working together, and helping us in developing our plans. We will address the water issues and climate change interlinkages on rural communities so we can decrease their impacts, make a difference, and leave no one behind.
Yes, team number 2, thank you very much. Jury, who can I give the screen? Mr. Kartikeya, would you like to ask something?
Okay. When you said learn, share, act, what type of technology do you want them to know, and how would you get them to manage? What is the content of that learning which you think is required?
Shivam.
Okay. Sir, when we talk about the learning, right now we are focusing on the capacity building programs, which are targeted at the decentralized water management. So youth, which will be our target audience for this, should understand the adverse effects of the footprint and then the power of handprint. It's like a combination of problem and solution. So it should be curated through the bottom-up approach by understanding what is their problem and then coming up with something which can exactly target the real issue which is there.
Thank you, Shivam. Team, thank you very much. I would like to go further with team number 3.
Can we imagine a situation where a state, blessed with water resources, importing rice, a water-intensive crop from water-scarce states to meet its needs? That's just what's happening in the case of Assam. A state which receives abundant rainfall every year but still is importing more than 7 billion cubic meters of virtual water from water-scarce states. Much of this can be attributed to low cropping intensity, poor water infrastructure and management, lack of institutional credit, and lagging policy. But the problem does not end there. The state also suffers considerable damages due to seasonal floods, which is further challenged by climate change. So, how can we turn this around? How can we look beyond the problems and value Assam for what it has to offer? We, Agri-Saviors, are a smart water agriculture team which aims to sustainably commandeer Assam's most valuable asset, its rich water resources, to increase its crop productivity, which will eventually facilitate export of water-intensive crops, primarily rice, to needy states, thus saving water and enhancing Assam's economic development. To achieve our goal, we take the MIS approach: measure, implement, and sustain. We seek to measure the interstate virtual water trade of crops, because what cannot be measured cannot be managed. We advise to implement policies including assured prices for rice, campaigns to educate and train farmers, and promotion of floating rice varieties for flood adaptation. To sustain, we encourage research and development in agricultural sector, regularly monitor and improve when needed, and actively involve stakeholders in continuous dialogues over climate change and water management. Let's check your water for food with MIS, the Assam way.
Team number 3, thank you very much. Jury, Eustacia, please take the floor.
Thank you, Team 3. Can you measure is one of your key effectiveness. How do you measure? What is your main? Do you use hydronet? What do you use? Thank you.
Team, would like to answer this question? Aditya.
Hi, so the measurement of water, virtual water trade in general is done through the commodity transfer. How virtual water trade works, as you know, is you measure the water footprint by it's something similar to a carbon footprint. So for every commodity, there is a kind of a fixed carbon footprint, water footprint in place. So if we can if we already have the data for the trades between states or between countries already exists. So we propose that for better water management, better efficient water management, you take that data and convert it into virtual water to get a broad idea about how much water is actually being imported and exported through the state. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, I see that you did. Another question from the jury, maybe.
Can I ask one?
Of course. Go ahead.
The information which is required to be able to do the water smart agriculture, where do you see this information becoming available to the decision makers? Where do they get the data for which they want to take this decision?
Aditya, please go ahead.
The information required will, the decision makers that we are primarily dealing with as part, our plan currently holds Assam government as the main authority decision maker, since we are primarily trying to increase the yield of Assam as a state. So if you want to talk about the locations from where the decisions will come, it will come through the every state has its own trading policy. So the Assam state does have the data regarding the amount of like tea exports from the state, and for example, and other commodities. So I suggest that the already existing virtual water data for each particular commodity is standardized. So we can use that and multiply it with the amount of commodity that is being transferred from the state to get a picture of the virtual water trade.
Rizal, you would like to add something?
Yes, that is one drawback. There is a lack of data. There is insufficient data regarding the virtual water trade to and from Assam. That is why we have incorporated the measure part in our solution. So if we measure it, it might take for about a year or two to measure, to understand it, so that we can proceed with our solution.
Okay, thank you very much, team number 3. Let's go to team number 4. That's the Pink Alert Empowering Women case.
If we haven't taken away barriers of women's leadership, then we could have solved the problem of climate change a lot faster. In India, the volume of waste generation has been increasing very rapidly over the past few years due to urbanization, population growth, and change in consumption pattern. Improper waste management, disposal, and direct handling of solid waste is a great threat to humans as well as physical environment, as it leads to various types of infectious and chronic diseases, with the waste workers and the rag pickers being most vulnerable. Majority of these rag pickers or waste workers are women who are working at MRF centers earning their living out of waste handling, sorting, segregation, and management. Till now, there hasn't been any success stories of these women and their working conditions. Women are seen increasingly more vulnerable than men due to climate change, as they are working in such hazardous conditions. So we aim to empower women in climate change adaptation by raising awareness on critical issues like health, nutrition, education, and family planning to women waste workers and their families. Recognizing economic value of women waste workers and formalizing their roles in waste management business. Providing compulsory education to their children with provision of scholarships for bright students. Following these 3 will not only improve their working conditions, but also raise a level of empowerment and dignity if their work is formally recognized. Formation of women waste worker groups, WWWGs, will be done, in which training and capacity building will be imparted to them on safe handling, sorting of waste, and use of protective gears. As a Pink Alert team, we would like to recommend and promote more such women-oriented programs which are fully implemented, run, and managed by women. We already have tackled the problem of climate crisis and waste management. We already have the facts and figures. Now all we have to do is wake up and change.
team number 4, thank you very much. Jury, who would like to ask this team a question?
Do you find that women have time and make space to be empowered to participate in this, or do you find that they're too busy with either going to work or busy in their home raising their kids? So do they make time for it, or is it difficult to get them on board?
Team.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi. Yeah. Joey?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes. Yes. Ma'am, it's a very, very valid question. It certainly is a challenge because these women are usually engaged right from morning 8 o'clock to like evening 5 o'clock. And so we need to, but then what happens is that our team is always associated with those women as mobilizers, and they are on the field with them. So most of the time they are very much integrated, so finding their time would certainly will be a challenge. But I guess women, I think they are so, even me being a working woman, 2 children, we definitely find out time if we see that there is something good for the cause, and there's something that is good for their family, for their children. So I think time, yes, when we get into such kind of a project, we need to find that time out. It could be weekdays. Great. Or it could be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question from the jury?
So I have a question on the proposed solution that you are coming up with, because as you rightly mentioned, it's a tight situation for these women, and what you are identification, okay, appraisal and planning, okay, but this is where my question comes in about negotiation. So you will be negotiating with the women individually or with some groups, or what is it that you have? Because this is the center point of your solution. Even before you can implement.
Ask this question.
Yeah, I can go ahead.
Okay, Shimoli, please unmute your mic.
Yes. So when we talk about negotiation, it's not only with women one-on-one, but also forming self-help groups of women and empowering them to talk to maybe the government or already recognized NGOs, and making them empowering them about talking, putting their views forward, putting their requirements forward. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to continue with team number 5.
The eye-catching colorful dresses we see every day have not so colorful past. In fact, 20% of all the water pollution is attributed to the dye sector, making them one of the biggest polluting industry. And the existing system of common effluent treatment plants isn't doing a great job instead. Even after proper sewage treatment, hazardous waste generated needs to be dumped in a secure landfilling site. With the increasing industrial demand, we can only imagine the situation is going to worsen. And disposing of the solid waste into a secure landfilling site is not a sustainable way to deal with the problem. These landfilling sites are prone to natural disasters, which then spill hazardous waste and leach it into the soil, causing massive healthcare crisis to the region nearby. Hence, to adapt more sustainably, we propose setting up zero effluent discharge plants, ZEDs as they are called. ZED plants will include recrystallizers, nudge filters, RO systems, multi-factor evaporators, which treat the wastewater. Also, 90% of the water can be recovered and byproducts can be marketed to other industries. The resulting solid waste, mainly organic waste, is burned at very high temperature to break down it into the carbon powder, which again is used as a raw material in many other industries. Further, through a series of solubility-dependent steps, water and other salts are recovered, thereby closing the loop of industrial waste management. To make it an economically viable solution, we propose small-scale industry clusters and the government set up these plans. The higher capital cost and the operation cost can be justified by the recyclable products and increased productivity while achieving a return on investment in less than 2 years, which perfectly sets the ground to prepare the industry's adaptation to the upcoming norms safely and cleanly.
Thank you, team number 5. Thank you, Janvi. Jury, last team, but hope you have a question for this team. Who can I give the floor?
Thank you very much, team number 5, for this presentation. Then my question is about the water efficiency label that you mentioned, having a certificate to raise the consumer awareness. Which kind of water efficiency label or certificate are you thinking of? Thank you.
Okay, Maggie, thank you for the question. Hashra, please.
So when we were talking about the water efficiency certificate, what we meant by that was, if consumers were aware that a product is consuming so much amount of water, there would be some reluctance in the usage of that particular product, or it would propagate usage of products which would have lesser consumption of the water itself. So if we could drive the industries towards using lesser water, that would be an incentive for them as well, because people will start to use the products with lesser consumption more. And publicizing this fact that a particular product is using less or more water would drive the industry as a complete set towards a more sustainable development, is what we thought as a policy change would be effective.
Okay, Hashra, thank you very much. I would like to wrap up. We saw 5 teams pitching their ideas. I think the jury has a very difficult task to find out and to decide who will be the winning team. Maggie, may I ask you just a short reflection about what you saw already?
Yes, well, I'm very impressed by all 5 presentations that we received, and how they were presented and the reflection behind them. I've been working in the water sector for about 20 years, and I think that all 5 of them are very, very relevant and touch key essential areas when it comes to water issues, especially in the context of climate adaptation and mitigation. So I really want to salute you for your ideas and your thoughts, and how well you presented all of this to us. So thank you. I think it will be a very difficult choice to make. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Gaja, could you also say something?
Thank you. Yeah, so just to add to what Maggie had already mentioned, is that they have taken up really very relevant themes, and themes which are which need a lot of attention from both the citizens as well as such groups. So very well attended. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I'm not going to ask Mr. Kartikeya for this, because he will present the jury report and award the winning team. That's for later. So now the jury will go to another breakout room, and we'll discuss who will be the winning team. Thank you very much for now. Thank you, jury members. Thank you, team. Thank you very much for all you have done so far. And let's find out what the jury will decide. But before we hear that from Mr. Kartikeya, I would like to ask to welcome some experts, guests to our program. I would like to start with Ms. Adriana Valenzuela. She is from the Global Center for Climate Adaptation and responsible for the youth program. Welcome in our program, Adriana, and please, I really would like to hear more about what young professionals can bring on the table and what you do as Global Center for Climate Adaptation.
Thank you very much, Joan. And first of all, a special thanks to the organizers and congratulations, because I think today it has been a very productive day where you have demonstrated about the power of exchanging innovative ideas, but also how important is to foster this international dialogue and cooperation, and also how through this brainstorming, concrete solutions can be addressed. As mentioned, I am the lead of the Youth Leadership Program at the Global Center on Adaptation. We are a new organization and we act as a solution broker, working with governments, with civil society organizations, with academia, with youth organizations to mobilize adaptation solutions. Climate change is one of the global challenges that we are facing, and adaptation should be part of the agenda, making persons and communities climate resilient. What I would like to express today with this competition is that these innovative solutions are completely needed. In 2015, when governments adopted the Paris Agreement on climate change, but also the Sustainable Development Goals, the planet have an international framework about what is needed. But the most important is how we can make these solutions available and how young professionals can make this connection. We will be very pleased to continue knowing about the competitions, the results, to congratulate the winners, and also to explore how we can continue scaling up this initiative and in many other countries that we are working. Then thank you very much to the organizer. Congratulations to the winners that will be announced very, very soon. And a special thanks also to Kartikeya that has been an old partner. Really looking forward to continue working with all of you. Joan, over to you.
Thank you, Adriana, for your kind words. Thank you for your contribution. Very nice activities you are executing as well. And I look forward to keep in touch.
Fantastic.
Great. I would also like to welcome our next guest. He is our local high-level professional, and that's Dr. Bhagat Jain. Welcome. Dr. Jain is member of Secretary of the Gujarat Cleaner Production Centre. Maybe you can introduce yourself a bit more and then reflect on what you saw today.
Yeah, thank you. At the outset, I'm thankful to the organizer, C in particular, Kartikeya and my colleague, Mr. Vyas, for giving me this opportunity to witness this very impressive programs. I could attend only partially some of the presentation. It was very impressive. And I really congratulate all participants who made very good presentation, had a very useful discussion as well. Sir, as you know that my organization, that is Gujarat Cleaner Production Centre, we are from Gujarat, settled in Gujarat, stationed in Gujarat. We are working under technical guidance of UNIDO, United Nations Industrial Development Organization. And what we are promoting is resource efficiency and cleaner production, particularly the industry sector. As you know that the climate change is one of the global issue and facing a problem. And therefore, we have to secure water, because water security has to be there. The sustainability of at least our India's economic growth and development depends on the availability of water. As you know that Gujarat is highly industrialized state and we need water for industries. But the climate change threatens our water, particularly if you look short term, the global warming and the melting of glaciers causing flood, and then in turn flood causing the food and other issues, as well as the long term, the glaciers may disappear, and then the issue of water would be there, and drought. So the intensity of rainfall somewhere high and somewhere drought and all that. So realizing that what we are promoting is how best we can go for the resource efficiency. But again, back to the water, most of our water supply schemes, domestic water supply schemes have been designed considering 135 liter per capita per day. So that is what the thumb rule, or rather the criteria we have, one person need 135, that is around 30 gallons per day. And based on this, we have designed number of water supply scheme. And if you look at the breakup of this 135, almost for drinking purposes, one person need 5 liters, followed by cooking 5 liters. And the very important, they said that bathing is 55 liters. Now, since we are working on the resource efficiency, I myself have some reservation on this criteria. So for the water security, we must optimize use of water itself. If you talk of bathing, 55 liters, cloth washing, 20 liters per capita per day, utensils water, 10 liters per capita per day, and even house washing, which is very common in my part, that is Gujarat, 10 liters per capita per day. What I understand that out of 135, at least we can conserve water of almost 30 or 40%. So the requirement of water even per capita would go down. And water being very important, we must use it very efficiently. So if you talk of adaptation of climate change, adaptation is nothing but the adjustment. So we have to adjust whatever available to us. Again, thanks for giving me the opportunity. I wish a bright future to all young participants who made a very impressive presentation. And again, thankful to C and Kartiki bhai for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bharat Jain. Thank you very much for your contribution, telling about what you're doing in the state of Gujarat. Okay, we are ready. Kartikeya, may I give you the floor to tell about what the jury decided and what your opinion and reflection is about this Wetskills.
Thank you very much. And first of all, congratulations to everyone for being able to take a format which was very much based on person-to-person interaction and make it a success on an online version. And I think when I first discussed it with Dion many months ago, there were many questions whether it would work. Can we bring people from different countries together, from different parts of India? And I think that's happened, and it was such a pleasure to see it. One almost forgets that many of us have never met each other face to face, because we've you've sort of seen each other in these interactions, and you know the person without ever having met the person, and because of the seeing. So I think it is entirely feasible, and I think even in future, when it is possible to travel, we might still want to do certain online versions of Wetskills. I think all the presentations were really fabulous. They had different strengths, and it was very difficult. And as Adriana said earlier, as Mr. Bharat Jain mentioned, people are looking for ideas which they can implement. They can come back to you and do it. And I think it's not just a theoretical exercise, but you might find that some of your ideas will in fact get there. I think most of them were based on empowerment, whether it was empowerment of industry separately, or empowerment of women, or empowerment of local communities in urban areas, or wherever else. It was not a type of solutions which just said, okay, let government do more, or let someone else do more. It was very much touching what people had to do, and I think those are the strengths of all of them. We found that some of the ideas were very strong from a conceptual point of view, but needed more time to work out in terms of a proposal. They might have a very strong concept, idea was there, but it was not necessarily worked out right to the proposal stage. Some of them required sort of interventions at a much larger scale also. You couldn't just do it by that idea. You would need to go into other ideas and also do that. So as I said, congratulations first of all to all 5 teams and everyone who has worked on it. You are all in that sense winners. Having said that, we still have to pick a winner to congratulate here. So you must understand you are in that club where everyone is a winner, and then we pick one. we picked finally the team number 1, which was the one which talked about water as and leveraging that water. I think it had many great components to that idea. It's something which is very doable. It had also calculated very well the type of cost benefits which were in that project and how you could do it. So the jury wants to give a special, as I said, everyone is congratulated, but a special congratulations to team number 1. And back to you, John.
Great. Thank you very much. You may cheer and applaud. I would like to recall also your other team members, Vinesh, Sophie, Samiran, and Sanjiana, as winners as well. But Vivek, how do you feel?
It feels amazing, sir. It feels amazing. I would like to congratulate like rest of my teammates who are not here. Everybody worked really hard for this, really hard for this, and it was not easy. As you said, it was not easy coordinating with all the different timelines and all those things, but still we managed to work. We used to send them work by night and get it by afternoons, and like it was really it was a really good experience. As you said, like I came in like 3 days later after the event started. I came in as a replacement, but I had no clue where I was getting into, but it was an amazing place, and I absolutely enjoyed every day working here. And it was a really good opportunity. I would like to thank all my teammates again, coach, and Mr. Vipul Patel, who actually was there for us every day, every session, and all the people, Vyas sir, Kartikeya sir, and I got to saw a lot of I got to meet a lot of experts, and that is the best part of what I felt. I got to meet a lot of experts in this field, and I got to see there are a lot of people who are actually really interested in doing something about it. So I'm really glad I got into this, and I'm really glad I took this opportunity. Thank you once again. Thank you so much. I'm so happy.
Thank you very much. Yes, and Drashti, how do you feel?
I'm so glad. And so first of all, we are not able to decide with whose idea we have to move forward. But after that, we have combined all ideas and created a special platform that we can all work. And I am happy and thanks to the team because everyone has worked hard. So
yes,
okay.
Great. Drashti, thank you very much. Sanjiana also had great pitch. Of course, also good to mention this. Kartikeya, thank you very much for our cooperation. It was lovely to have such an event again in India. And it was a big challenge. Center for Environment Education did so much. It was great to have you on board. Thank you for that.
Thank you. And I want to also thank both Adriana and Bharat Jain also for being with us. And this is something which we can take as partnership, because this is exactly to see field work in climate change adaptation involving youth. And now that Adriana is in that position, we look forward to much more working together. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. I would like to close this session. It was an amazing experience last 2 weeks. Being fully online was new to us. We learned as Wetskills a lot about how this can go. And I think we will go further with this. Before I close off, I would also like to thank again the Dutch Ministry of Environment and Water Management and the Global Centre for Climate Adaptation with the Water Action Hub to support this event, this Wetskills event, and we hope to be in touch on an online base or live. Thank you very much.